Yeah, Taylor Swift and election interference in Canada. And who's the real threat here?
Yeah, let's talk about this. So we know that there's a public inquiry going on right now in Canada. We're trying to get the contours of what it's going to look like, and the real stuff is going to happen in the next phase coming up in March when we get some public testimony going on here. But the government looking at interference in our elections, and there's this strange story circulating in the U.S. about interference involving Taylor Swift and whether she might do some kind of endorsement of Joe Biden, and the Republicans are all over this, saying she's some kind of sleeper agent or something. What's going on?
Okay, this is a tale of weapons of mass destruction, which are real attempts by foreign governments like China or Russia to disrupt democratic elections, and weapons of mass distraction, like MAGA run conspiracy theories that somehow Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who's going to be the future Hall of Fame tight end on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are playing in the Super Bowl, have cooked up some conspiracy against Donald Trump. What's fascinating is they're playing out on the same moment. So in the United States, you have former Republican candidate and now Trump hype man Vivek Ramaswamy going out there tweeting out that there's a conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift is not really in love with Travis Kelce. It's all fake because she supports the Democrats. And when the Super Bowl is won by the Kansas City Chiefs, there'll be a secret endorsement, and it's all hidden here in plain sight. And that has been amplified by Fox and all sorts of folks. Like Taylor Swift is involved in some kind of deep football conspiracy.
Yeah.
She's not. She does support Democrats. Before Donald Trump was president, 2018, she was supporting Democrats in states like Tennessee. It's called voting. It's not a conspiracy. There are many celebrities that endorse Donald Trump. That's also called voting. There's no conspiracy and no evidence that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and Joe Biden and the NFL are setting up to do something. But that's what's happened in the United States. There's so much conspiracy and paranoia that, even today, Todd, you see Donald Trump talking about really important people. In this case, the central banker, Mr. Powell, who's like, for Canadians, he would be like the equivalent of Tiff Macklin at the Bank of Canada. The Fed chair saying, I would never hire him again. I'd get rid of him, politicizing everything as if everything's part of some political scam and there's nothing independent. So this is what's happening. And it's very distracting. And everyone's talking about Taylor Swift. Well, Canadians are rightly focusing on what really matters. This inquiry into foreign interference that's going on right now is really important because there's legitimate evidence that China and Russia and other countries have meddled in 2019, have meddled in 2021, and the allegations should be investigated and will continue to meddle in elections. More than half the world's population around the world are facing elections this year. And so election interference is a big deal. And Canadians know this, and they deserve to have more transparency. Now, I know transparency is a big issue. You can't reveal to the public how CSIS is tracking this. So it's going to be a very controversial line as to what should remain secret and what shouldn't. But it is good to have independent inquiries about foreign interference for three reasons. One, it's really happening, and it's going to be accelerated by AI. Two, we should know who our adversaries are. And three, by knowing about it, it restores faith in free and fair elections so we don't descend into the swamp pool of conspiracy like Taylor Swift's really manipulating our elections, when in fact, it's more like a malevolent force like the Russians.